Hey everyone, it's Crystal, and today I figured I'd do a little bit of what the heck did I read in March. I went through a lot of books, so I figured I'd just kind of go through a quick list. Now, unfortunately, my guy kind of decided to read one, so it wandered off to work with him, but I can go ahead with the power of Google find a picture for us. So, stay tuned and we'll just kind of figure out what the heck I read this month. Okay, hold on. And ta-da! Through the power of Google, I was able to pull up a picture. Yay! Okay, I read a lot of digital books this month, so you're gonna have to get used to this. But the first one that I actually read was Seeing Red. Now, Seeing Red is the second book in the Looking Glass trilogy, and it's kind of a retelling origin story of Alice in Wonderland, but this guy here, actually, the Red Queen was kicked out of Wonderland and kind of sent back to the mundane world, the human world, and her process of trying to get back to Wonderland to reclaim the throne. Alice is the queen right now. It's very chaotic and real quick read, lots of fun. Of course, I say that with pretty much everything. Yeah. But, you know, Hatter's in there, and Cardmen are in there, and it's Alice, so of course there's caterpillars and craziness, and I love the Red Queen and just how much she does not care at all about anybody. So, yeah, I took care of that, read that. It's awesome, it's crazy. A little bit weird because I did read it in digital, and everybody knows that digital doesn't translate well as far as grammar or punctuation or any of the normal stuff, so I'm trying not to rate it on that, but it was an enjoyable read overall. Okay, so the next book that I read was Dan Brown's Inferno. I did do a full review of this, so if you're interested in hearing about that, go ahead, click on the link. I think I'm just going to put it right below here, possibly. And if you want to know more, go ahead, check it out. It's a typical Dan Brown story. It's good. I loved it. I can't wait to see what else he comes out with. I was happy that this was an escape from all of his religious books that he's been writing so far, the religious propaganda ones. And this had a little bit more to do with art and literature and stories, and I liked it a lot. So check it out. Check out the link below right here if you want to see the full review. Yeah. Lovely. Forgetting her name. We're gonna start this over. Take two. Okay, another digital book that I read is City and Embers by Stacey Marie Brown, and it is the first in a trio that I read. I pretty much ate her books up of the collector's series, and my guy even messaged her on Facebook and was asking when the next book's gonna come out, because these are all cliffhangers and nail biters, and I can't wait to get the fourth book in the series. Oh my god. Anyways, so this story is the first one here, City and Embers. It's about Zoe, illustration right there, who is the collector, or is a collector, I should say, of fae. And what they do is they go out into the world, and she grabs them and brings them back to be researched on, supposedly in hopes to learn their secrets so they can help humankind. One of these trips, though, she's out there with her partner Daniel, and lightning bolt happens, gets shot through a fae and into her, and from there she absorbs the fae's powers. Now, that fae is not so happy. His name's Riker, and he hunts her down to try and regain his powers. In this book here, it's basically their search on a way of him dragging her around, trying to find out how to get the powers back out of her. Now, the second book, which, hold on a second, through the miracle of editing. Across the Divide is book 2, where you actually find that Zoe and Riker are getting along, and he starts to actually kind of help her out. She helps him out in a way to try and regain the powers, as well as fighting off other things that are coming up with their little helpful creature, Sprig, who is a pixie slash monkey. who hates bananas. It's important that you know that he hates bananas. They end up traveling to a different country, and really she finds out more about the powers that she's absorbed. He starts to find out more about humans, and their mutual dislike is slowly overcome until book 3, again, the miracle of editing. Book 3 with the barrier between. Yes, I did read all 3 books like this month, like I said, because it's addicting, and I normally don't like cliffhanger books, but this one I could not put down. So this one, Riker and Zoe actually are getting along, and they are then separated by another group of Fae where they are trying to basically take over the world. So without giving too much away of all 3 books, that's your little mini review. Stacey Marie Brown is fabulous. I highly recommend reading them just because they're quick. The intrigue's there. I believe she's a pretty new author as well, which is why she was more than willing to actually respond back, which made my guy very happy that he got a personal message from her. But I want to get this out. I mean, it's a great story, urban fantasy, fae, has to do in Seattle initially, and it's just really interesting to see because they talk about what happens after the big lightning storm, and pretty much all of Seattle is wiped out as far as technology and water and anything you're used to, and how society rebuilds itself too is in there. It's really neat. So I recommend reading them. Again, it's a trilogy so far. She responded back saying that the 4th one is going to be available in May. So I know that me and my guy are going to be reading those as soon as they come out. But check it out. Again, it was all on digital format, hence the beautiful picture. So that's a good one. Go ahead and read it. Another book I read this month was The Lightning Thief. Now, I did do a full review of this one, as well as I know that the movie came out in by Disney, and that you can probably watch it on television. I'm not sure if it's on Netflix or Hulu, but I know it's out there. And that's actually where I first heard the story. I didn't know this was a book, but I read it after I had obviously seen the movie, and it's pretty close. If you want a full review, again, I think I'm going to put the link right there right now. So go ahead and click on it, and you can go ahead and see what I thought. I mean, it's Greek gods, which is one of my favorite things in the world, as well as action-packed. This is young adult, so a very quick read, and check it out. Now, this next book was given to me as a gift, and of course I'm gonna read it. So it's Cinder. I didn't even know this book existed because what was I thinking, not paying attention to BookTube before I decided to get on BookTube. But friends of mine gave it to me and told me to check it out, and it's amazing. I believe I have a review as well, so check it out down there. And you can see what I think about it, but it's a Cinderella retelling of a cyborg whose nickname is Cinder, and it's a completely different world. Not a lot really associated with the Cinderella story, but it's really intriguing on its own, and I picked up the second book, which is Scarlet, and you'll see that in a whole video I have coming up a little after this, and then I'm going to read that, obviously, and I'll let you guys know, but this one ate it up, and check out the video below if you want a full review. So another book I plowed through this month was Rebel of the Sands, and I had seen it posted on a number of booktubers' pages. I loved the cover, had no idea what I was getting into when I grabbed this. Thought maybe it would be obviously about sand, so Arabian Nights, but it starts out in the first 50 pages being some sort of gunslinger western / Arabian Nights where there are jinn and other mythical creatures. So I'm reading this book and I'm sitting here going, okay. Boom, there's a train. Oh yeah, it jumps me back into this is not the normal Arabian Nights sort of world, a little bit more modern. And then all of a sudden we're back in the sands where I'm getting back into the Arabian Nights mindset. And all of a sudden, boom, there's an actual bomb that goes off. And I'm like, what? So the dichotomy was really intriguing and it kept my attention, which was fabulous. Rebel of the Sands, really good book. I should have taken the sticker off of the front before I bought it, but I don't care if you know how much I spent on it. It doesn't really matter that much. It's just a good book. And if you can check it out, I recommend that you do so. Ready? Okay. So the final book that I read this month is actually Shattered by Kevin Hearn. This is the 7th book in his series and we love it. We love it so much. This was a really good author to follow after Jim Butcher. If you are familiar with the Harry Dresden series, you're gonna love this one. This is the Iron Druid Chronicles, and you follow the story of Atticus, who is the last druid in the world. And Kevin did a fabulous job on researching different mythos and getting real information from them, which, since one of my passions is alternative religious studies, it made my heart super happy to find an author who actually does his research and knows a little bit. Now, obviously, he took some creative liberty in there and is not quite so by the book as far as mythos goes, but the story is awesome. And Atticus is funny. He has a hound that is with him too, and their banter back and forth is hilarious. This is just the 7th book in the series. I'm not going to spoil anything because I plan on doing a review of the first book and getting it up on this website, up on this YouTube page here. So I don't want to start too much, but if you like the Dresden Files, you would love the Iron Druid Chronicles. So check it out. I recommend it. So that is all I have for the month of March. I feel like it was not as much as the titles actually added up to, but all of them were at least like 400 plus pages, so it's not like they were short reads, but I kept really active with them. I eat them up. Just, anyways, I will go ahead and post this on here. Let me know if any of the reviews that I don't have full reviews on you're interested in. I can go ahead and post one of those. Please subscribe, like, comment down below if there's a book that you guys love just as much as me. And oh, by the way, do you like how I actually did my brows this time so you can actually see them? I mean, that helps a little bit. I know I'm kind of tearing up here, but I'm sad to see March go as far as my reading list. Anyways, follow me on Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, Goodreads. I'm all over the place on there, and I will see you guys later. Bye, guys.